Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I make my barbacoa de res. If you guys would like to see this video, please keep on watching. These are some of the ingredients you will be needing. I decided to go with the red chili pods, salt, black pepper, Knorr's bouillon. I'm going to be using the chicken one. You're going to be needing 3 potatoes, bay leaves, oregano. This is the meat I decided to go with. It is chuck roast, but you can go ahead and use any beef of choice. You're going to be needing 2 carrots, half an onion, and 4 garlic cloves. Now let's get started. What you want to do is get your chili pods. I'm going to use about 6 chili pods to put in the water to boil. What you do here, you remove the top. A lot of people remove the seeds from the inside. I usually just shake it and remove some of them. I'm going to be using 6. While the chili pods are boiling, I'm going to be adding about 1/4 of an onion, and I'm going to be adding 2 garlic cloves to the chili pods. While the chili pods are cooking, I'm going to go ahead and move on to my meat. Like I mentioned, this is what I'm using. I'm using chuck roast, but you can use any meat of choice. I'm going to go ahead and start cutting it up into squares. This recipe should make up to at least 6 people. Once I have all my meat cut up in squares, I'm going to go ahead and wash my meat. I'm just going to run it under the sink for a few minutes, and then I'll be back to show you guys what is the next step. Once my meat is all washed, I'm going to go ahead and start adding it into the pan. I did add a little bit of oil in there just so I can fry it up a little bit right before I put in the water. It should already start getting a little bit of a color, but we're going to be adding water to this. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and add water just enough to cover up the meat. Go ahead and add 2 garlic cloves. Add 1/4 of an onion. I'm going to be adding 3 bay leaves. At this time, I'm going to let the meat sit for about 1.5 hours in medium-high heat for it to start cooking. We're going to go ahead and blend our red chili pods with everything inside of it and add it into our meat. Going to be adding about 1/2 cup of water. Here is where you want to add all the seasoning you're going to be using. So I'm going to add my salt, my chicken bouillon, and my black pepper into this cup where we'll be blending in our seasonings. I usually just eyeball my seasonings and add as I go. We're going to go ahead and blend this up. While our meat is cooking, we're going to go ahead and add the chili we just made into the pot. I'm going to be using this just so I can take off all the seeds that might be in the salsa we just made. As you can see, this is all what was remaining in the salsa we made. So I'm going to go ahead and throw all this out, and then I'll show you guys the next step. As you can tell, what the salsa made was pretty much just change its color. This is where all the flavor is going to be coming from. What I'm going to do at this time is add my oregano, which is the last set of seasoning, right before I let it boil for 1.5 hours. All I'm going to do is get about this much in my palm. And I'm just going to put it in. All this is going to do is give it a little bit more flavor. I'm going to go ahead and cover it up, leaving it in medium-high heat. We're going to go ahead and leave it for about an hour and a half. The meat has been cooking for a little bit over an hour now, so I'm going to go ahead and start adding in our carrots and our potatoes. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Add in our carrots. Add in our potatoes. We're going to go ahead and cover it up and leave it cooking for another hour. As you guys can tell, the barbacoa is all ready. It did cook for a little bit over 2 hours. The meat, what you want to see for it to be cooked, you want to be able to pull it apart. Once you're able to pull it apart, you can tell that the meat is ready and that it is ready to serve. This is going to be all for today's video. I do hope you guys enjoyed my way of making my barbacoa de res. By no means is this the correct way or the only way to do it. I know a lot of people make it so many different ways, but I wanted to share with you guys how I made it. If you guys did like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and I'll see you all in my next video.